What's up, guys? Today I had a requested video. Could we do the rematch of the S22 Ultra versus the S25 Ultra with the One UI 8 update? We did this with the One UI 7 and we'll just get a fresh boot up here, and I had a lot of fun. I thought it was pretty interesting. So is there any difference with the One UI 8 update? This is the last major OS update. We will be getting a pretty decent, size update with the 8.5. It'll add some new features and a kind of a new look, I believe. But yeah, so let's see if there is any improvement here, because the S22 Ultra did a very good job against the S25. So we are on Android 16 on both of these phones. We got no apps in the background. Let's go ahead and get started. Subway Surf. All right, definitely a little quicker on the S25 here. Games like this, you won't really notice any difference there. It's not really a demanding title. More so paying attention to animations. Okay, still feels pretty similar. Again, not a big difference. These back animations are pretty similar, so we're not getting any difference there. That was a little visual glitch right there on the S22. And also both phones are running in 1440p or their highest resolution. Okay, so again, a lot of people think there's this gigantic gap, but realistically you're talking about 0.5 second difference in speed, which is not a real thing at all. You won't really notice it. Yeah, I think that the consistency has been improved a little bit so far, but where it starts to struggle is when we start loading up apps. So that's like the real struggle for the S22, honestly. So far, so good. Scrolling, very nice, very quick on both. Feels identical. Okay. 8 ball. Yeah, definitely. That was probably the most noticeable difference right there. Okay, so now we got that little. Now it's kind of stuttering a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why it struggles in this app or landscape apps, but it's like once you come in and come out, but you never have that issue on the S25. Like it kind of did that little weird stutter. Yeah, so it's not that I'm tapping, it's a delay. So it's making me like I'm like double tapping. Okay. Yeah, so now I'm starting to feel the delay now. Jetpack. So it doesn't look like it has really really improved that kind of animation, little glitch thing. And it seems like it's really these landscape apps. Like when you put an app in landscape, it really starts to. So let's see if we get it again. Okay. That one was pretty smooth. No issues there. Let's try that again. Okay. And just for your reference here, I think this is the best score. Sometimes you have to run Geekbench multiple times, but this is going to be your best score. So for reference point, you have to run it. Like you see, I run it a lot, but it gives you different scores for whatever reason. Okay. So again, realistically, not bad. We had that kind of weird hiccup with 8 ball, just kind of making the S22 like glitch out. But all right, let's try Angry Birds here. Bit of a heavier app to open, but let's see. right, S25 getting in there pretty quickly actually. So again, that seems like it was definitely a little bit more noticeable. It's a little bit quicker. Okay, a little bit stuttery. Yeah, so it's like certain apps in landscape it really struggles with. Okay, Instagram. TikTok. So again, not bad, but you see a little bit of stutter right there on the S22 here. So I would say it's still pretty much the same from what we saw when UI 7. The S22 Ultra is warm, but it's actually nowhere near as hot as you would think it would be. S25 is also a little bit warm, but both of them actually feel pretty similar in terms of heat. But yeah, here are your Wildlife Extreme scores, and let's go ahead and just open up the apps and see if it can keep up with the consistency. So far, pretty smooth actually. Birds. Okay, we got a restart. This is the base configuration model. It's already a little glitchy. Okay, it did keep that open. So yeah, I can see, a big difference in, if you have this 8 GB of RAM version. Animation wise, not terrible. Yeah, just kind of closed out a lot of stuff, which was expected, If you have a 12 gig version, it'll keep most of these apps open, and it'll probably be a little bit less glitchier as well if you do get that 12 gigabyte version. But so far, I'm seeing a little bit of animation glitch, but it's not bad by any means. So I would say, it's not terrible. Like a heavier game like PUBG, check out what the load time difference is, if it's changed any bit. And if you guys are not, be sure to subscribe. I do upload on the daily. I try to do mostly, video requests from the subscribers if I, actually have the phone. If I don't, I try to work to get it. So be sure to subscribe so you guys can see the content. Alright, so that actually was not a big difference at all. The cool thing about the S22 Ultra is it still does a pretty decent job at gaming. We're playing at 90 frames, that is the max. The S25 of course can play at 120 frames, and yeah, it is a much better experience for sure. I would say the main benefits in speed when it comes to gaming performance is 100% gonna be if you game for a long period of time. The S25 Ultra is way more equipped to handle that. It's not only just powerful, it heats up a lot less than an S22 Ultra, which this thing can definitely heat up if you're playing games, especially things that are a little bit more demanding like Genshin and stuff like that. It can heat up. You could get frame rate drops, 100% a possibility. And you got to remember, a lot of people also have this Xenos version as well too, which is even worse. And lastly, we got a 4K 60 1-minute video. Let's go ahead and see. We got our little stopwatch right here. 3, 2, 1. Boom. This is where you'll see a pretty big difference. I don't expect, to see any improvement here for the most part from what we've already seen. And yeah, you'll see a difference, especially this is just 1 minute at 4K 60, but if it was a longer video, you would definitely feel the difference here. But so far, this is not terrible. The S22 Ultra is doing a pretty good job. It's almost like it's like 20% slower in render time, I guess. Okay. All right, so we got 38 seconds on the S25 Ultra for a 4K 61-minute video. Alright, so the S22 Ultra was able to do that in 58 seconds. So again, not a terrible, gap, but like I said, the video was longer. You would definitely feel it a little bit for sure. And let's check the heat. Not bad. You can't even, this thing is not even hot. The S22 Ultra is definitely hot up here. But it's not bad. It's not like it's burning to the, it's not burning to the touch, but it's warm. The S25 is not even a little bit warm.